President Zelensky attends the funeral of helicopter crash victims as Kyiv urges Western allies to think quickly on supplying battle tanks.
Croatia's president uses a visit to Budapest to launch a broadside against the EU's treatment of Hungary. Shopkeepers in Croatia fined for using the country's switch to the euro as an excuse to bump up prices.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and his wife were in Bovary near Kyiv on Saturday for the funeral of the victims of the helicopter crash earlier this week. 14 people died in the crash, including a child and the Minister for the Interior, Denis Monastersky. The circumstances of the incident are still unclear. But as well as the tragedy, the big concern for Ukraine is still the lack of agreement among Western allies on whether to send heavy battle tanks to the country. It's a great motivation for the infantry when the tanks are close. Their morale is very high, they feel less fear. With Leopards and Challengers, when we start storming, we would be unstoppable. As Russia reports advances on the front lines, Kyiv is urging its allies to think quicker, saying indecision kills.
Hungary's President Katalin Novak rolled out the red carpet for her Croatian counterpart. And he returned the compliment, using the visit as a platform to blast the EU's treatment of his hosts over democratic standards. That sort of relation is deeply irritating. Today it's Hungary, tomorrow it will be some bigger country, a country that would need to be taught a lesson. That was Poland until yesterday. Their political opinion is not close to me, but today Poland, because of its relation to Ukraine, Poland is super. Tomorrow they will again be on the agenda. He said the EU shouldn't become a United States of Europe, adding that the EU's decision to freeze billions of euros in funding to Budapest threatened to destroy the bloc. It's less than a month since Croatia replaced its currency with the euro at a time of historically high inflation. And many Croatians are convinced shopkeepers use the changeover as an excuse to put up prices.
Realistically, everything became more expensive, yeah. I was just at a store now, and the prices of everything went up. And they are rounding up prices again. It's like €5.99. But hey, what can you do?
When I look at the most basic necessities like butter, bread, milk, the prices are unbearable now. It's not the increase they warned us about, it's 10 or 20%. Despite denials from retailers, the government's responded to consumer concerns by sending in price inspectors. They found a quarter of the shops they visited had bumped up prices unreasonably and issued 240 fines to retailers.
The death toll in Peru has risen to at least 60, as dozens were injured when tensions flared once again on Friday night. Police have clashed with protesters in the latest anti-government demonstrations spreading across the country since former leader Pedro Castillo was ousted. In the capital, officers used tear gas to repel those throwing glass bottles and stones. This one day after one of Lima's most historic buildings was burnt to the ground.
Anti-abortion activists marched through Washington on Friday, 7 months after the Supreme Court gave them what they had demanded for half a century: the removal of federal protections for nationwide abortion. The lobby first marched in 1974, a year after the Roe v. Wade ruling granted American women the guaranteed right to terminate pregnancies. Sunday marks the 50th anniversary of that decision, and pro-abortion activists are expected to mark the anniversary with marches across the country.